I'd like to welcome everybody to CKJ Crypto News. So it begins. Can you hear me now? BIS, Bearable Guy, so it begins. Guys, if you haven't known, Twitter is going insane as we speak right now. Bearableguy123, his original. Oh, okay, hold on. I just noticed that. He actually posted this on both accounts right here. Bearableguy Loadstar II. Loadstar II. Very amazing article, guys. Lots of connection, lots of breadcrumbs in here. It's a must read. I will link it in the description. And I also got a hell of a video I put together highlighting some of the things Bearableguy is talking about. So, basically, if you go to Bearableguy's mirrored page or Bearableguy's original Twitter, he basically posted Loadstar II. Now, Loadstar II is this right here, Loadstar II, and he actually wrote like a manifesto. Now, I believe the reason he called it Loadstar II is because he dropped the manifesto on me in December, which says Loadstar. So this would be Loadstar 1 and Loadstar 2. I will link all this in the description, guys, if you want to check it out. A lot of fun, lots of good things he's pointing to in here. Let's go through this. Like I said, guys, it's all going to tie into Bank of International Settlements, MNUCHIN, executive order, pretty much plans within plans within plans. Hello, friends. Did this week give you the opportunity to step back and appreciate the bigger picture when it comes to what Ripple has been doing? A couple of Christmases ago, I told you that some great things were coming. Can you hear me now? Loud and clear, BG. When I say there were plans within plans within plans. It's been a tough journey on a wintry road. It's been a tough journey on a wintry road at times, but the seed that Ripple has been planting for years has sprouted, grown, and starting to bear very colorful fruit. Wow. Okay. MoneyGram. Working with Walmart wasn't a convenient coincidence. It was purposely set up as a proving ground to test Ripple's tech. The rumors were flying, but Brad kept the ace up his sleeve and kept it close. Now, guys, right here he's referring to this right here. He basically highlighted this MoneyGram and Walmart relationship like almost 2 years ago now. He pretty much highlighted this. And this is a massive relationship, guys. I've also highlighted this on my previous shows, the Walmart to World. Here in the USA, Walmart is a conglomerate company. Massive, massive. Now, I showed you guys before where their fees were way more than this. After Bearableguy pretty much released this picture right here, after he released this picture, a short time after, the fees dropped drastically. $1,000 to $2,500 is now only $16. To send upwards of $2,500 prior to this arrangement, it was $94. This was like $50. I can't remember how much this. I do remember this was $94. The $2,500 was $94 prior. Now after the Walmart to World money transfers, MoneyGram powered by MoneyGram. Now the fees dropped drastically, $16. Now for what they're paying for each fee, I still think this is kind of high because Ripple transactions are what 0.00004 basically free, so they're still making a ton of money on this deal. I'm looking for the birth of a bunch of new companies that are going to delegate the fees to the people. Now if I go back to the manifesto, it was purposely set up as a proving ground. The rumors were flying, but Brad kept the ace up his sleeve and kept it close. On January 24th, so it begins. So it begins. Now, this is the so it begins picture right here. Now, I can't begin to say enough about this picture right here. So it begins, Bank of International Settlements, if you reverse it, because it's a mirrored Bearableguy. He likes to have fun, getting us, making the bear market bearable. So it begins, Bank of International Settlements, and behind that, whoa, we found some major rabbit holes. Basically, BIS Board of Directors, we come to find out that Mark Carney, behind this picture is the research that made me find BIS. Mark Carney's on the Board of Directors, and also Jerome Powell. Jerome Powell's on the Faster Payments Task Force. Mark Carney is the governor of Bank of England. And if you recall this right here, guys, shout out to Bank XRP.
The Bank of England is a paid customer. The Bank of England is a paid customer. The Bank of England is a paid customer of Ripple's.
Wow. The Bank of England is a paid customer. Now, you're familiar, Bank of England. Bank of England is directors Mark Carney. He's also BIS Board of Directors. He also promises the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Guys, it's plans within plans. It's all unfolding now. Looks like business is starting to pick up a little bit. So It Begins was posted with the intention of highlighting the talks and rumblings going on around the BIS, Bank of International Settlements, and the upcoming meeting to spell out to spell it all out for the world to see. 3 mountains with messages couldn't have been more blatant. A foretold a May 2018. The die had been cast as soon as the Gentoo or Ripple stepped into the river. Now, what's interesting about this, the BIS meeting May 14, 2019 was the day the Ripple crossed the Rubicon. The old kingdom was burgundyly facing the fact that they had to change. The king, who is not AC, was in the room that day. I didn't think it was actually either, and was quite perturbed. Help was needed, and when all eyes turned to Lagarde walking in with Brad on her arm like a prom date, Missouri was kicked out of the chamber. Woo! So this goes to this link right here. Now, Bearable Guy posted this. It looks like we got an elephant right here in front of the picture. We all, Brad Garlinghouse, Big BG, at the table, BIS. Woo! There he is. Hold my beer. Alex, it's got to go. Ripple takes 50 million stake in MoneyGram. I'm sorry, you're not just gonna, you're gonna have to wait to be continued. Oh my gosh. Bearable Guy is something else. No, we all assumed we are not amused. We need to find a partner that could lead and teach us how to utilize crypto assets to our benefit before the private sector, which is not regulated, overruns the kingdom. Then I love Bearable Guy. This partner would have had to be at least. This partner would have to be at least be working with well-known worldwide entity before we could feel confident in proceeding. Anyone? Okay, I got somebody. There he is. There he is. Big BG. Bearable Guy. I mean, Brad Garlinghouse. Yeah, that's for sure. Let's move forward. How could everyone forget about the meeting so easily? The memories of the dozens of internet is so fleeting at times. People are always asking me for answers. I can't give them so readily. I can only share some clues and breadcrumbs. Patience, my friends, patience. If I give you all the answers, where's the fun in learning? Exactly. Instead of answers, let's try to ask some questions instead. Who finally gave the okay to have a serious discussion in regards to crypto assets and its future with the central banks of the world? I'm glad you asked that question, BJ. I think I have an answer to that. Who finally gave the okay? I'm going to have to go to this original one right here. Here's what I said, guys, that Ripple Labs was the very first digital asset provider to gain clarity in the market. It was the very first one laying the foundation, planting the seeds. And what do we have right here? Department of Justice, FinCin ruling, Ripple Labs resolves criminal investigation. Now, I actually read into this right here. This goes into how Ripple was fined $700,000 penalty for removing XRP when they were basically XRP was a currency, but they didn't have clarity, so they had to do what they had to do. So eventually FinCin charged them with moving money, being a money transmitter. Now they have got clarity of being a money transmitter from the FinCin, backed by the Department of Treasury, and I'm going to show you guys that. Virtual currency exchanges, and this is FinCin's original ruling, FinCin. Virtual currency exchanges must bring products to the market that comply with our anti-money laundering laws. And this is from 2015, guys. And now they're echoing the same thing. Stephen MNUCHIN a few days ago, and I'll show you that, who wrote the Executive Order 13772. Virtual currency exchanges must bring products to the market that comply with anti-money laundering laws, said Directory of FinCin. Wow, innovation is laudable, but only as long as it does not unreasonably expose our financial system. So virtual currency exchanges must bring products that comply. Ripple Labs is compliant with FinCin and is labeled a money transmitter. So this is massive. Now this is FinCin saying, hey, this is our ruling. But if you go a little bit farther, Bearable Guy actually pointed this out to us with this following right here. If you go to right here, he was following Fiscal Services. And if you click on Fiscal Services, this is going to bring you to the U.S. Treasury. You click on U.S. Treasury, down you go down here. This is going to bring us to something that's very powerful, actually. New FinCin guidance affirms its long-standing regulatory framework for virtual currencies, and new FinCin advisory warns of threats posed by virtual currencies. Now, if you click on this right here, it's actually going to bring us this right here. New FinCIN guidance affirms longstanding regulatory framework. So basically, guys, this is huge. This is huge. U.S. Department of Treasury. Now, what they're going to say right here, now what they're going to say right here, if you go down here, check this out. FinCIN was the first. Now, this is the Department of Treasury saying, hey, we're going to back the original FinCIN guidelines, which I did not realize till today, and you guys will see that FinCIN is actually under the Department of Treasury, I believe. I'll show you. FinCIN was the first financial regulator to address virtual currencies and the first to assign obligations to related businesses to guard against financial crimes. What they're talking about is this FinCIN letter I just showed you with Ripple. The money transmitter definition was published in 2011, and the guidelines were issued in 2013, clarifying how definition applies to transactions involving virtual currencies. Our regulatory approach has been consistent. Now, simply stated, those who accept this transfer of value by any means must comply with our regulations. Now, today's guidance, now this is from the Department of Treasury, today's guidance does not establish any new regulatory expectations. It consolidates current FinCEN regulations, guidance, and administration rulings that relate to money transmitter. So what's this? This is basically saying, hey, we've already gave enough clarity to digital currency companies with our original ruling with Ripple Labs in 2015. Ripple Labs has been regulated before Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin and Ethereum didn't get clarity until 2018 when Jay Clayton came out and said they're not a security. Ripple Labs had clarity since 2015 through FinCEN as a money transmitter. Bingo. Bingo. Now, if we move a little bit farther. Now, also, guys, Treasury. Hold on, let's go back to this real quick. I think maybe something here. Let's ask some questions instead. Who finally gave the okay? And I'm going to have to go on this one. Who finally gave the okay? If we're going to have to go a little bit farther down the line here. If you go right here, it's now who finally gave the okay, guys? Now he's talking about the FATF, which we had a meeting a few days ago. And who do we have right here? Last week, FAT president highlighted the FAT's resolve in combating illicit finance. And guess who's sitting right beside him, guys? Stephen MNUCHIN, Department of Treasury Director. He's the big guy at the Department of Treasury. Stephen MNUCHIN. Now, if you go to right here, remarks by FAT President Marshall, and if you go to Stephen MNUCHIN's page right here, Stephen MNUCHIN, Department of Treasury, don't forget he wrote the executive order. I'll show you guys that. The FATF broke historic ground this week by calling on all countries to regulate and supervise cryptocurrency activities. So this is massive, guys. This to me shows, hey, regulation is here. It's going to be global regulation. Yes, does anybody want rules? Not really. But are rules needed in cryptocurrency to give clarity or saying, hey, crypto has the green light? Yes. The FAT broke historic ground this week by calling on all countries to regulate and supervise cryptocurrencies. Wow. Now that actually brings us back to, guys, this original right here, which is one of my favorite rabbit holes. It's in here somewhere. Right here. U.S. Department of Treasury releases a report on non-bank financial, fintech, and innovation. Now, originally, Stephen MNUCHIN was the very first person to step up, and actually President Trump. View full report. What's that bring us to? Here's Stephen MNUCHIN. I know I've showed you this quite a few times, guys, but this is a hot topic now. Stephen MNUCHIN, Secretary, Department of Treasury, report to Donald Trump, Executive Order 13772, core principles for regulating the United States financial system. Stephen MNUCHIN, and like I said, guys, 194. 194 is actually Ripple's name in the executive order. How big is that? How big is that? Like, wow, that's amazing. Now, guys, if you don't recall correctly, let's go back here real quick for 1 second. Now, back to the Loadstar. What news could have been running around the BIS channel would have had the old kingdom so shaken? When will the central banks finally decide to do what they have to do in order to be not to be outdone by multinational corporations that wish to establish their own cryptocurrency that would circumvent traditional towers of power? And guys, there's all kind of clues in here. What happened after the meeting with the BIS on the 14th? Exactly 1 month, 1, 2, and this has got to be a clue. I haven't solved it yet, but I'm just giving you the information that I have. 1, 2, and 3 days later on the 17th of June, that had banks and institutions scrambling to talk to Ripple. May 14th, I'm going to have to say 5819, May 14th. Is that the day that XRP went live in New York? That could be the day XRP went live in New York. A lot of things actually happened in May, guys. Bearableguy was on fire in May. He highlighted May. I know that the deal was sealed in Visa on 5819. And I think this is what happened. I remember this is exactly because I was in consensus talking to J Currencies when XRP started shooting through the moon. What happened after the meeting with the BIS on the 14th? XRP went live in New York. That was clarity that day, and that's what I said. 1, 2, 3 is quite fascinating. A lot of my clues center around 1, 2, and 3. Some clues are never solved, and that drives the bear crazy at times. Some big ones have been missed. I tried to make them much easier since December. That's when Bearableguy that's when the mirrored Bearableguy first dropped the manifesto on us in December. So basically, guys, he's kind of clarifying, hey, these pages are the same. These pages are the same. I dropped that in December. Now I'm dropping this, and it's on both pages. So that really right there just crushes that dispute. Yeah. Oh, Lordy. A lot of my clues center around 1, 2, 3. Some clues are never solved, and that drives the bear crazy. Some big ones have been missed. I try to make it much easier since coming back in December, but still some are too difficult. 1, 2, and 3 must be some form of cosmic number. Perhaps it's something to do with the bear going to the moon. Woo! God bless you all, my friends. I receive so many messages and well wishes. I read them all. Remember, negative people will try to tear you down and give you bad advice about things they know nothing about. Do your own research, read from different sources, and keep your eyes open. Dig and don't let your guard down. There are many imposters and tricksters gleefully waiting for you to dump all your XRP when weak hands develop. I am one bear, not 2 nor 3. The bear doesn't work with anyone except the bear. He will share what he can when he sees. Bearableguy123 only posts on Reddit, Twitter under Bearableguy123 and 321 mirrored image. For now, I'm enjoying this party. Here's to all of you good folk out there striving for a better life. May good things continue to happen for us all. I hope you are all as happy as I am to bear witness the great paradigm shift in the world of finance that XRP is the middle of. The crypto sphere is still shaking to this day. As you can evidently see, Ripple is the cause, and because of that, you should be ready. All ducks in order. That's amazing, guys. This is the Loadstar II manifesto. Really quick, I will, like I said, Loadstar 1 will be in the description, Loadstar 2. All the information here I'm going to put in the description. But I want to show you guys one more thing that's really interesting. If you guys recall correctly, now Department of Treasury is Stephen Mnuchin. He wrote the executive order. Donald Trump also signed it. They're talking about an even playing field. Now, if you guys recall correctly, cryptocurrencies are a Ponzi scheme, World Bank president says. Now, guess what? World Bank appoints Trump nominee Malpass as president. Now, David Malpass listened during a conference by the U.S. Treasury Secretary of French Finance and the Economic Minister. It's kind of really weird about the French, and Bearableguy was speaking French. I think he's trying to tell us something. And the Economy Minister of the Economy. Now, this is what's amazing, guys. Senior U.S. Treasury official David Malpass. So, whether people know it or not, David Malpass is a senior U.S. Treasury. U.S. Treasury is working on the executive order. Ripple's working with has to be working with them for them to call their name out in the executive order. So the last World Bank president said it was a scam. Now he's replaced by someone from the Treasury who loves Ripple, I believe because they highlighted him in the executive order from the Department of Treasury. Malpass was unanimously selected. Trump nominated Malpass in February, choosing a loyal supporter. Now this is kind of interesting. Who had been sharply critical of China and called for a shakeup of the global economic order. So people are saying China controls Bitcoin. This guy, you know, is saying China can make it on their own. Before his nomination, Malpass betrayed the World Bank is too big. Reluctant to cut funding for developing countries that grow into dynamic emerging markets. He pushed the bank to lend less to China, urging the world's second biggest economy has the financial resources to support itself. Very interesting situation abound. Malpass succeeded Jim Yong Kim, who stepped down in February. Wow. That's amazing. Malpass 63 has served as Treasury Under Secretary for International Affairs under Trump. Trump, MNUCHIN, Executive Order, Malpass, World Bank, Bearableguy, BIS. Wow. It's all unfolding. And this is the BIS, guys. Board of International Settlements. Big tech entry into finance presents complex trade-offs. Now, it looks like they have something going on. Regulators need to ensure a level playing field. Where have we heard that before? Big tech and finance opportunities and risk. It seems like they're having some kind of event at the BIS on June 23rd. We'll keep a close eye on that. Okay, guys, what do you think about Loadstar 1 and 2 and all the information Bearableguy has dropped on us? Amazing, amazing, amazing. Alrighty, guys, I just wanted to do a quick video of the manifestos and see what you guys think in the description. Let me know what you guys think. Smash them thumbs up, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when we release a video. Much love, mahalo.